Here we are with this week's update on everything that happened in the Avalanche ecosystem. So if you want to get up to date with all of the news, then this is where you need to be. This week we're going to be going through all the big announcements, some of the big partnerships, some big stats, and a banger quote from Emmy that got me super bullish. My name's DeFi Site, I create content around crypto, blockchain, Web3 and more. I'm a member of Avalanche Team1, so I will keep you updated on all things Avalanche. So do be sure, follow on all the socials and subscribe on YouTube. So let's jump in. First up, let's take a super quick look at some price action from the last week. Bitcoin is around 111,044, so just kind of ranging sideways and deciding which way to go. AVAX is at 24.67, so had a steady week, up a little, which is good, so 5% on the 7 days. Things are looking a bit brighter in the Avalanche meme and eco coins, but it's all still a bit flat. Feels like it's waiting for a bit of a jump of life. Yeah, also, that's just what it feels like is going on anyway. Onto Bitcoin dominance, it's currently at 58.45. So again, pretty much sideways action. Just waiting for a move either way to see if we're going to get something of a traditional alt season. So let's jump straight into all the news from last week. And I wanted to start with some big stats that we saw last week. First up, real world assets on Avalanche have seen a 58% jump in market cap over just the last 30 days, going over $300 million. Now, if you're new to RWAs, think of them as assets from the real world like credit, trade certificates, or investment funds that are all brought on chain through tokenization. It's kind of where Wall Street's going to meet Web3. It's a massive area for Avalanche, and that's the mission for Avalanche here is to tokenize everything and bring it on chain. This is why Avalanche is the chain where capital connects. Now, I did do a full deep dive video with loads of information all about tokenizing real world assets and why it's important. So I'll link to that up above if you're on YouTube or in the comments if you're anywhere else. So let's take a deeper dive on what's fueling this jump in market cap. Now, this growth is being driven by serious institutional activity. Growth Finance, Centrifuge and Janus Henderson are bringing over $250 million to Avalanche. That's DeFi directly bridging with TradFi. SkyBridge Capital is tokenizing $300 million on Avalanche, working with Tokener and AVAX. And it's not just about finance. Blockticity has launched a layer 1 on Avalanche to authenticate over $1.2 billion in global trade with AI-ready certificates. You've also got massive giants like Franklin Templeton with $1.6 trillion under management are putting their tokenized money market fund BENJI on Avalanche. That's the first US registered mutual fund fully running on a public blockchain. And remember, stablecoins, which are a big form of tokenization money, already have a $260 billion global market cap. So this is only going to get bigger. Now, talking of stablecoins, we saw stablecoin transfers really heating up. Now, stablecoins are one of the most widely used applications in crypto, and Avalanche is now processing daily stablecoin transfers that rival and even sometimes are surpassing the biggest blockchains out there. So this tweet from Luigi, who is the Chief Strategy Officer at AVAX, shows how only Ethereum is currently above Avalanche for stablecoin supply changes. Now this is super important. It means people are trusting Avalanche to move real dollars on chain at scale. Stablecoins are pretty much the gateway to global liquidity, and Avalanche is right in the middle of that flow. So what does all this mean for Avalanche? Now, Avalanche is positioning itself as the go-to chain for tokenization and real-world adoption. From hedge funds to mutual funds, from global trade to stablecoin transfers, the biggest players are already choosing Avalanche as their infrastructure. Now, what this is doing is putting Avalanche right at the center of the on-chain economy, not just DeFi, but across the whole of global finance. And it's really good to see the stablecoins mounting up. It means people are getting liquidity on-chain, ready for big moves. Now, all of these are also contributing to some big transaction figures on-chain. Now, on August 31st, Avalanche's C-chain processed 2.26 million transactions in a single day, which is an 83% jump versus the 4-week average of 1.23 million, and it's nearly a 6x above the long-term baseline of about 386,000. Now, the all-time high is still 6.3 million transactions back in November 2023, but this spike is one of the biggest rebounds in network activity we've seen in years, and it's not just a one-off. The momentum carried all the way through the entire month. So on to the monthly stats. August closed with 35.8 million C-chain transactions, making it the second highest month ever for Avalanche. That shows that this is consistent growth and not just short-term bursts. And then if we zoom out even further, we saw a big milestone on the all-time total Avalanche transactions. It's now surpassed 4 billion total transactions across the network. That's a massive number, proving that the network isn't just growing, it's sustaining real long-term adoption. So these are all massive figures and big numbers, but what does this actually mean for Avalanche? The numbers show that Avalanche is scaling in all the right ways. Daily activity is surging, monthly totals are among the highest ever, and the overall transaction count proves years of consistent usage. This combination highlights Avalanche's resilience. It's also now got that ability to handle spikes in demand. It's got a role as a network built for long-term, real-world adoption and a great platform for everything to be tokenized on. Bitwise filed for an ETF. The entity, called the Bitwise Avalanche ETF, was registered on September the 5th. Now, it's a strong signal that Bitwise is preparing to submit a full registration statement to the SEC, following the same path that they've taken with the Bitcoin and Ethereum product, registering in Wyoming, ready to go full tilt. Bitwise is one of the leading asset managers in the crypto ETF space, and this move shows a growing demand for regulated digital asset funds that go beyond the two big names of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And Bitwise, don't forget, they're not alone here. Earlier this year, Grayscale and Van Eyck also filed with the SEC for Avalanche-based products. That means all the heavyweights are lining up to launch AVAX ETFs. Now this is massive and it's good for Avalanche. Why? Now this basically is a huge validation moment. Institutional interest in Avalanche is not just about DeFi, all the partnerships and the RWAs, which are massive, it's also about creating regulated investment vehicles for mainstream investors. If we get this AVAX ETF going through, it'd make it easier than ever for traditional capital to flow into the ecosystem. On to some other announcement. YUSD is now live on Avalanche. Spoke about stablecoins before, another stablecoin has just entered the Avalanche ecosystem. YUSD is now live on Avalanche. It's powered by Layer Zero's OFT standard. That means users can bridge YUSD straight into Avalanche and tap into one of the deepest DeFi ecosystems in crypto. If we go a little bit deeper into it, obviously we know AVAX has got fast finality, low fees and deep liquidity, which make it a great home for stablecoins and also yield strategies. Now on day one, YUSD pools were already live on LFJ, where liquidity providers could earn swap fees plus a 5x Aegis points multiplier and additional AVAX incentives. Now this is going to just be the start. YUSD launch opened the door to broader integrations across DeFi, things like money markets to advanced yield strategies, but what sets YUSD apart is its BTC-backed stability and transparent reserves, which make it a unique addition to the stablecoin landscape, which is great to see because the launch of YUSD is yet again strengthening Avalanche's position as a leading home for stablecoins. Particle chain comes to Avalanche. Now, Web3 is often a bit messy and fragmented, different chains, different wallets, different assets, but what if all that could feel like one? That's the idea behind Particle Chain, and it's coming to Avalanche. So let's go a bit deeper into this. Now, Particle Chain is a high-performance coordination and settlement layer 1. Designed to run on Avalanche, it introduces universal accounts. So you've got one account, one balance across any chain. On top of that, it powers a universal transaction layer, which makes every chain and asset and app all feel like part of a single ecosystem. The goal here is simplicity. By unifying accounts and transactions, Particle Chain can make Web3 feel seamless no matter what chain you're on. Now, the full launch is planned for Q4 this year, and it's designed to be the backbone of a more unified economy. This is great for Avalanche because it's a big step forward, making Avalanche the hub of a simplified, user-friendly Web3. Now, by doing things like this, seeing Particle Chain in an Avalanche Layer 1, it's not just scaling, it's kind of leading the push for a bit of a unified, accessible blockchain experience, which will all help bring users on-chain, simplifying things so anyone can get to grips with Web3. This week saw Avalanche Cascade launch. Now, the announcement for Avalanche Cascade, which is a new gateway to the Avalanche ecosystem. This one is particularly close to my heart as I am a member of Avalanche Team1, and I'm also super passionate about onboarding people to Avalanche and also about educating people about the space. Now, I get that this can also be a lot for people, so Avalanche Cascade for me is a much needed resource. So have a look at Cascade. It's a hub that's designed to guide anyone into the Avalanche ecosystem, whether you're brand new to crypto, already on chain, you're building as a dev, or you're scaling as an enterprise. Cascade was built by members of Avalanche Team1 and it's supported by the wider community. It offers 4 clear entry points. If you're new to crypto, there's beginner guides and safety tips. If you're a Web3 native, there's direct access to Avalanche DeFi. For developers, there's docs and support tools. And for enterprises, there's adoption resources. At the heart of all this is the ecosystem map, which showcases over 450 projects across DeFi, gaming, NFTs, infrastructure, and more. It's fully searchable, filterable, and customizable, so users can create their own view of Avalanche. Now, on top of that, Team1 members are also contributing to blogs, walkthroughs, and videos. So it's turning Cascade into both a project directory, but also a learning hub. There's some of my content on there already, and I'm going to be adding much more, which I'm super excited about. I am going to do a full deep dive video into Cascade, so stay tuned for that. But for now, jump on, have a look, and get exploring. You can find everything at cascade.team1.network, and I'll also add the link at the end and also in the comments and description, so wherever you're watching. For me, this is really good for Avalanche. Cascade is going to make the Avalanche ecosystem even more accessible than ever, lowering barriers to entry for beginners, devs and enterprises alike. It's going to help onboard the next wave of users, builders and businesses into Web3, all through Avalanche and all powered by Team1. Woo. So that's it for this week's news. I also wanted to share with you an awesome interview that I've started watching. I'm partway through it, but wanted to share it now. It's with Emin, the founder of Avalanche, and the interview is by Mr. Shin, who is at KevinWSHPod on X. It's a great watch and it goes through everything from the background and history of Emin and Avalanche through to the current state and also predictions for the future. I mean, as soon as you watch it, the interview starts with Emin saying that what he's working on right now is how to get the next billion people into crypto, and then going on to say that the mission is to make take crypto to everybody, to make it the primary rail by which every value transfer happens, by which every asset is stored, sent and kept. He also wants it to the primary means that we build services that are not controlled by a single entity. Well, if an interview starts with a statement like that, you know it's going to be good. So I really can't recommend this enough, and I'll add the link to watch this in the comments and also the description. Hope you enjoyed this week's video. Like I said, my name is DeFi Sai. If you do like content about crypto, blockchain, Web3, Avalanche, the space as a whole, jump on, like and subscribe on YouTube, follow on the socials, etc. Peace out, goodbye.